yesterday I started with my 11th row, and today I'm going to finish it. I do hope I will have the energy to also start with my next row. I haven't slept for 2 nights. Yeah, I slept, but it was not very good sleep, so I feel quite tired, and so I thought maybe I will finish with this row, and then maybe take a nap, and then maybe continue. That's why I'm also starting my live this early. Seems like yeah, I have to do it like this. Or no, let's see. Yep. All right, everything is now correct. So yesterday, I was at 1500, and then number 5, as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the 5. And if you count from here, it's also a 4. So unless it's I have not with this one, but I have lost 2 stitch markers. These are not very good, and they don't, sometimes they seems to go away. So I am knitting, this is only some of it. Very, very big triangle shawl. If normal shawls that I knit start off with basically between like 400 and 500 stitches, and then I decrease, and then it becomes a triangle. This one has more than 5,000 stitches, so it will be a shawl, but it will be like extremely huge shawl. I'm still using my these are 3.5 millimeter needles, and that's what I always use. And my yarn this is from Italy, Merino. To apply 100 grams is 1500 meters, and I calculate right now, of course the number has changed, but at the end of the year, so I managed to knit 7 rows plus also the cast on row, which I don't count in that. So you see the stitch count, and I used already 71 grams of yarn, and it took me more than 30 hours, and now I'm just continuing. And so this year already, this is my 4th row. Last year I started in November, so quite at the end of the year. Also, I was working right now. I am staying home, so I do have a little bit more extra time. Yeah, so but what I was saying that normally, every color is 500 stitches, and then and then it's bum, and then it's the next color, and unless it's the I don't know, I think I lost one pink one, so and then there was some other color that I lost, so but unless I lost it, I have 9 of those, and then it's this different marker with the number, so it's easy to know where I am, and that's how it goes. So I am planning on finishing this row today. I did not plan to knit yesterday, but I had some time, and I was like, okay, I will use that opportunity to begin. It's better for me to not knit. Not the knitting part is not the problem. The sitting part is the problem. I'm quite restricted in the moment, so it's better to have sometimes shorter live videos, so that I'm not sitting for some. Yeah, the everyone has for me it's morning. Some people don't even wake up probably at this time, so it's 7:30 in the morning, so yeah. And you have 11, so you see it's really different. I'm trying to recently I've been previously I was knitting more in the afternoon, but often were also, this was winter vacation, some days were weekends. Now I'm trying to do more in the morning. I know local people will not see this, and live video is usually not something that you rewatch, especially with some live videos. Yeah, I talk for like hour or more, and sometimes I just do an introduction, and then I watch something and not talk, so it's not very easy, um, not very exciting to watch, especially if it's like 4-hour video. It's going to be a shawl, but really huge one. So I am basically now in the position that I can start. I'm thinking that it will take me 2 something hours, so I want to knock it off and then maybe take a nap because I haven't slept very well. So the row 11, row 7 is highlighted, so it's easier, and the 11 is this. So previously I only had yarn over, knit stitches, yarn over, knit stitches, and 3 stitches together, and finally I am at point where this motif has begun. This motif is from my shawl, reversed cut bow shawl. And this is the part 1-1. This next one that starts with this yarn over row, this is already part 1-2. So, and it will have different color and also different pattern. So, but this is from my reversed cut bow shawl, and that will be icy Arctic lace. So but right now I'm focused on getting to the knops. Still have 6 rows, basically 5.5, because I'm almost halfway with this row. So a bit more excitement, because now it's more interesting than just, yarn over, knit, yarn over. Yeah, so this is my spare phone from, I don't know how old it is. Yeah, I just use it. They don't even, you cannot even, buy it anymore, basically, because the Google is not working on that anymore in my area. So this is a really old phone, but it's still, it actually even, can make a call, and maybe just a bit slow for internet or something, but it's fine for this kind of stuff. So, oh, I didn't even put the date on yet. Let's do that. And it's 7:38. And so I can, yes, I am knitting. That's what I like to do. And yeah, as you can see, I finished, and now I just continue. I think it will be, yeah, probably a bit more than 2 hours, depending on how distracted I get. But I will do it without, and yeah, 12 minutes of live was already done, but I'm with knitting time, I still think it will be 2 something hours, unless I too distracted and stuff. So, and then yeah, the dog is doing his stuff, and then hopefully I will rest, and maybe I can also do some part of the next row, which will not be that exciting, although it will be already a bit more interesting, because now with extra yarn overs, it's a bit different. So yeah, it's it also depends a lot on what you knit, because this is not if I would knit socks or some jumper or whatever, it would be also completely different. But I am knitting lace, so, and also the lace is knitted in different areas, have different techniques. For the most part, it's it's similar in a way that it's usually thin yarn and a lot of hours of work, but yeah, this is just the I call it modern Estonian lace, because I don't follow the traditional traditions and also the rules. I don't like rules, so I like to experiment with different techniques and colors and everything, and so it's far from being traditional. So I've been calling it modern Estonian lace. But if you look at Shetland lace, or I think one was also Faroese something, Faroese Islands maybe, or something, that's has some unique elements. Also Orenburg shawls, they also have, I do have the book, and also the yarn, which was handmade basically. not very cheap, but I still have not used it. So different regions do have, you know, even lace can be very different depending on the region where it came from. But Estonia is known for the nups, so because the elements are, I think a lot of old lace, even in different areas, would have patterns that are, might be similar, because in earlier days of lace knitting, when they were, knitters were creating patterns, they did, get inspired by the, nature and nature's like symbols and everything. So I think there are some elements or, motives that can be similar, but yeah, the technique is a bit different. So, and Shetland is knitted on both sides, so I have, as you can see, I am also purling. I think Shetland is back and forth. Orenburg, I think they had pearl rows, but the way that they write the pattern down is a bit different, so I've been a bit too lazy to figure it out. And also, I'm good at this, so I'm at one point I was more interested in, other lace available techniques, but with limited time and everything, I'm just doing my own stuff, and I don't even look at other sorry, I'm reading. Yeah, my grandmother's also, one was mainly sewing, the other knitted, but nobody was doing, lace. No, I didn't make a mistake. And so they were more doing it, for the, if you cannot buy, you have to make it yourself, basically. And so, and I'm just, knitting because I want to and I like it, and I also design patterns, so it's just, something that my brain really likes, and it's something that I'm kind of good at, so I'm just, doing it, basically, because why not? Although I have also, done a lot of other stuff. It's most, so-called girly things that I do, because I did go to school to become auto mechanic. I briefly even worked at a garage. I did some engine swaps and stuff. And more recently, I've been pipe fitter on ships. Building ship from. It's so surreal, that the result is like, I've seen it not live, but it's like extremely huge, amazing. And then you know that it starts basically with sheets of metal, and then it's like pipes and stuff and everything, and it's really cool to be part of something, and it was also really innovative and cool. So yeah, so I've done different stuff, but knitting has been always part of my life, so here I am. I last year you know, it's like I have, you know, a lot of time, but actually, you know, I don't. But you know, sometimes I do have some time, and then I thought it would be really good idea to knit shawl that is 1000 stitches. My main reason was actually that, you know, when I knit those 400, 500 stitches casted on shawls, even if it's, you know, intricate pattern or a lot of knobs, it's like bam bam and ready, and you know, and then I have to again figure out what's next, you know. Usually the main thing is to figure out the, you know, color, and then the rest of it will come. But so I thought, okay, let's do 1000 stitches, you know, it will take me a bit more time, you know, I will not have to figure out again so soon what to do. Yeah, so, you know, doubling stitches does not double everything else. uh, if usually shawl is like and I'm at 2000, if usually the shawl is like, you know, 40, 60, whatever hours, depending on the pattern, but I think usually they are somewhere there. Then 1000 stitches was way over 200 hours. But I did also, you know, the knob count was way more than I usually have. I think usually it's up to a few thousand, I think. I don't have any notes with me right now to check, but you know, some shawls have maybe like few hundred, some have maybe few thousand. Oh, the cat is, I want just a second. Okay, I think cat is doing something. Cannot go check. So yeah, but with this shawl, of course, I wanted to add my, you know, favorite motifs, two favorite motifs that have a lot of knobs. One was from the big star, and the second is full of love. And basically the whole pattern is, you know, those motifs. And yeah, for a second I thought, was it right? But I did, yes, but it was. And so the knob count ended up being 12,000, I think, and stitch count was like less than 300,000. I don't know what normal shawl has, but it's definitely way less, and not like 150, but it's, you know, doubling is, I know it's mathematically, you know, possible to figure out, but it's like, you know, you may double the stitch count at the cast on, but everything else is like boo, goes up. Yeah, not in a doubling way. So the only thing I doubled was the cast on stitch count. And yeah, it's almost half a kilo. I think it was like 450 or something. And it's so, and yeah, the size is double basically. What I think it is, I have not been able to block it because that is, you know, 4 meters, around 4 meters this way, and then like 2 meters this way. I don't have mats enough, and you know, with after moving, I cannot buy those mats that I had previously bought. So it's been, you know, I've been basically procrastinating in that blocking part. I will eventually have to, you know, figure it out and do it, but so, and you know, and with that shawl, I was thinking that Oh, the 1,000 was not that bad. Let's do 5,000 because 5,000 sounds really good. It's no point for me to go up it every 1,000. It's like 500, 1,000, 5,000. What can go wrong? Yeah. Um, I think writing the pattern. I did not, do it from scratch. I've been using my previously published pattern, motifs or pieces of it. It's kind of like, um, my work throughout the years in one piece. With all the color work that there will be and, different stitches and stuff. So it will be a really good representation of my work and also the modern Estonian lace. Yeah, but choosing, and also I had to make all the calculations, to have some kind of idea. So it's such a huge thing that this is only half of the pattern. This is the middle stitch, if this is how I marked it, and this is for LibreOffice or Excel tables, whatever. So you cannot even put all the five, and this is not even half of the shawl is like 2,500 whatever anyway. So I could not put everything in one table, so I had to split it up. And yeah, then it's like part one, how many rows, how many naps, how many stitches and everything. So everything, and there's I think 7 and 38 is the last one. So, and the last one is not 100% finished because that pattern was on the paper. I did have it, and then I did not have it anymore. Yay to me, but I do have the shawl because it's my wedding shawl that I have not shown anyone. So and basically I have to go row by row from the shawl and write it down. That's why this last piece is not finished. I've been too lazy to do it. But I think even the making the pattern, putting everything together, all the calculations, I tried calculating how much yarn I might need, because I will have to buy it so that there is enough of it, so that when I'm knitting this, it's not like I will run out and then I cannot get the same shade, because sometimes lot, if it's not from the same lot, it can be a bit different. So with white I will not care about the lot numbers, but I also have it extra also for the next part 2. But with the colors I want to be sure that I have enough. So, and yeah, it took me definitely more than 40 hours. I think it could have been even up to 100 hours. It took a lot of time. I didn't take time, unfortunately, but it was a lot of work. And then I just the pattern was basically done, and I'm like, oh yeah. And then they just could not start straight away because I knew that I will be knitting live, and I needed to buy at least of course. I thought first, I was like, okay, I will buy all of the yarn at once, but it's like 10 kilograms, and it's not like it's €5. And also it's even okay, yeah, I can put some money aside, basically. Hopefully my husband will not be that mad. But it's also the space, 10 kilograms of even the yarn that I bought because right now this is like, I don't know what's this is. I bought like 3.5 kilograms, and it takes space. So so basically, yeah, I only bought enough for like part 1, which is like will take me more than a year anyway. The white will be also, I will use it in the next part, but the colors are only for this part. So yeah, but I started the pattern in May, somewhere in May, at least my LibreOffice Calc properties said that it was somewhere in May, end of the May or something. And then yeah, I spent a lot of time thinking about it, because I also had to figure out how I will fit all the stitches on the cables, how I will knit it, and so on. So I had many evenings that instead of falling asleep I was thinking about this, but eventually got the yarn. I think my husband said, because usually if I knit the shawl, I knit it in basically kind of like a round, but here I have 2 really long separate needles, so that I don't have like a lot of, right now I don't have a lot, but when the work grows and stuff, where would I have it? So 2 separate needles was really good thinking in that, because yeah, it is, with every row it is growing and growing, so it will take more and more space. Right now I have like salad bowls, but later I will probably will have to use some big storage bins, just to hold it, because it will be, if I think about that, it's like 10 times bigger than I would usually knit, the cast on stitch wise. So then the size is probably also like 10 times bigger. So yeah, no, 5 times, sorry, it's 500 versus 5,000. So yeah, I'm guessing it will be around like 10 meters something, I don't know. So, and you imagine I have to have it somewhere, hold it somehow and stuff. So yeah. Oh, and I'm getting close to, this is my middle stitch, getting close to that one. I hope I don't get too pumped up with this knitting now that I won't be able to have a nap. I need it. Yesterday I also tried, but I did not fall asleep, or I think I dozed off for a moment, but yeah, and then I again woke up. So I will try today probably again. It's fun when you cannot sleep during the night very well, and it's not like I can just sleep until I want to sleep. I still have to wake up early to do the morning routine with my husband, walk the dog and stuff. So only during the weekends it's fine, but during the week I am better at mornings than my husband. So see how it looks like, and this is obviously already like stretches. So yeah, I'm I organize everything in the morning, so everything is done that has to be done, and he doesn't forget anything. So that's just how it is. But during the weekends, I've had many weekends where he still wakes up early because sometimes he's just like poof, and he just wakes up. And so there have been many weekends when I can just continue sleeping, and he takes care of the dog and stuff, but not when it's time to work. So then that's how that that is just how it works for us. So would be nice to sleep, but but at least we get to spend this time also together, because during the day we don't see each other, and it will be a while before he comes back home. So otherwise we would spend even less time together during the week. So I think it's okay. And yeah, I don't know, from the start of our marriage it's always been that he has difficulties with the mornings. I am more like a morning person, so for me it's like, yeah, no problem, I can organize everything, pack everything. So it's it makes his life a bit easier. And then there are things that he will do because I don't like doing them or whatever, so which makes my life easier. So it's you know how it works for us basically. Oh, uh, I don't know. There's like a lot of people watching. I don't know. Should I continue talking or not? Um, uh, Sometimes it's like I don't know. Sometimes it gets weird because I'm like talking and talking. Sometimes I talk about really random stuff, uh, and I never know, of course, if people who are watching have they watched before, so how many of the things that I've said have been repeated, who knows? But I do assume that most people are most of the time first time watchers. So uh, that's that. Yeah. And with my dog, he sleeps most of the time because he's that's his job. He's a little 11-year-old pug, not very little anymore, but he's quite big. But yeah, he did his stuff in the morning, and then he's like, I can hear him sleeping because he's not very quiet. And sometimes I envy, it's like it would be nice to have that kind of life. But only if you have a really good owners. Otherwise it's of course not good to be a dog or cat. But he has it really nice, the way he sleeps, it's like, yeah, it's obvious that you don't pay any bills or worry about stuff. And yeah, so I listen. Sometimes it's the only noise that I can hear when I'm knitting. Yeah, I don't know, I think I will, so that I don't get too sleepy from listening to my dog. Or I think I have, but it's that this camera is I don't know. It works, but it's like really bad. But here he is, he sometimes just plays a victim. He has a bed and everything, and those are the not alcohol, it's those what is it in English? So it's like it's made from the bread, basically, just like the beer would be, but it's this like kind of like a soft drink that has been made for probably very long time. Most countries will not have that probably, but it's like, yeah, this rye bread taste a bit with it's also with sugar and stuff, so it's something that we like, but it does look a bit like maybe it's something else, but when we last visited our home country, we bought some, because here you can only buy one version of that, because it does also come with some of them here more not in my home country, but here there are few options, but the other options have some alcohol in it, because it's naturally fermented or something, and so basically that leaves us only the one option. So when we went back to my home country, we stocked up, because this is something that my husband really likes and misses, so yeah, bought it. So we will have some, we go to sauna here every Friday, so it's something that he especially likes for sauna, since we don't drink anything that has some kind of stuff in it, the alcohol and stuff, so we drink the other stuff. Oh yeah, so I don't know if anyone has a question and stuff or comment, then you can write it down. I do try to keep an eye on the chat and answer. If you want to check out my my patterns, what is my style, what I do, then Ravelry has my biggest selection. The link is in the description. I have there more than 100 patterns available, also an ebook, Shades of the Lace, basically Story of My Life short version. I think it's like up to 30. I think, yeah, it's up to 30 years of my life. So now I'm a bit older already, but yeah, and there are also like 5 or 6, or I will have to count, free patterns also available. And so if you want to see what my work looks like, the Ravelry is the best page for that, basically. So, but yeah, unless some of you has some questions or whatever related to this stuff, I will continue watching. Right now I'm rewatching, I don't know how many times I have seen it, but rewatching Office US version, of course, and yeah, I think that's the way right now. Okay, so I am at the middle stitch. Recently I have been, when I get to the middle part, I move my stitches. Let me first pull out the needles, although it would be easier to have something to put on as a guard. But so since I have a lot of stitches, they don't fit all on my first cable. I have 3 cables all together, and cable connectors connect them. So here is the second cable connector, and I have to push those stitches, and I usually do it when I'm at halfway point, because yeah, all the 5,000 stitches do not fit on cable number 1, so I have to, right now without the knops, it's enough for me to push just 1,000 stitches. Later it will be different. I am hoping that I will not have to push it also over there, but with some rows there might be so many stitches, knops, that I might need to do it. And so it's, yeah, not very fun, but this is the only way basically. So, and after I push them, then it's only, and I have to do it on both sides, of course, so then it's easy. Just continue knitting until I'm at the end of the row. So yeah, right now it's fairly easy because it's only the stitches, but with knops it sometimes can be a bit more pain, but I still have 5.5 rows until then, so it's still have some way to go. Okay, almost. Okay, one side is done. I will also push them more, so then they're more close. Okay, and now for the second side. As you can see, there's a lot of stitches, and right now I still get this, it's like twisting. Later when I have knitted more, then it will not be doing that so much, so it will be also more easy to knit, because now I have to, for this pushing it's not that important, but it's easier still to push when it's not twisted. Just try to so basically I have to do it until here. So yeah, it's really fun. That's why I'm also really hopeful that I will not need the third cable. I have it just in case, because my calculation said that I might need it, but I don't know if I will actually need it, so it's better to have it. Although right now it's kind of like unnecessary there, but already have it there, so I don't think I will be removing it. Who knows, maybe I will soon need it anyway, so little bit more. As you can see, this is 2000. So that's why it's also really good to have, you know, those stitch markers with every 500 stitches, that, you know, I know where I am. So this is 1000. Went into the bowl. Yep. So now I can continue. It's I am close to finishing. Can't wait to finish it. I'm really tired. So let's push a bit more. If you want to see my designs, my shawls, patterns, Ravelry is the best for that. I have more than 100 patterns available, and also an ebook about my life, and there are some patterns that are also totally free, so feel free to check it out. The link is in the description. I thank everyone for watching, subscribing, liking. It's really awesome that so many people tune in and watch me knit even when I am not saying anything. So 9:52. Yo. Oh. So yeah, I'm gonna stop here. I have to rest and stretch and everything. So thank you for watching. Hope you liked it. Let me show you. So you see here is getting like this. So yeah, this is how it looks like right now. All right, so thank you for watching, and until the next time, bye bye.